I'm doing a quick everyday makeup look today. I received the Eye Color Magic palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, and I love these because they were designed to complement your eye color. So I chose the one for blue eyes. This is the Copper Magic palette. The kit also comes with an eyeliner, and these are cool because one side is a metallic liner and the other side is a matte liner. So I'll be sure to show you how I like to use this. I'm gonna do the whole makeup from start to finish. I also have a couple of products I don't think I've ever talked about before, so I'm gonna incorporate those as well. Before applying the makeup, I used a primer, and I like to use primer sometimes because it helps to fill in pores and smooth down the texture. It also can be used to give the makeup longevity. So I picked this one up recently from Tatcha, and I really like it. It's the Silk Canvas Primer. It's a little bit different from what I've seen before because it is in a balm form. So I press my finger into the balm, pick some of it up onto my finger, and instead of putting it on all over, I apply it with my finger, pressing it into the areas of my face where I have pores or I have areas of just I want to even out the texture a little bit more. So for me, that was on the sides of my nose, my forehead, and sometimes I'll put a little bit on my chin just because I get oily there. For foundation, I used one of my faves. This is the Surratt Dewdrop Foundation. I featured this a few months ago in my foundation series. I'll link that below so you can check out. I go into detail about this foundation, and I received a replacement foundation from the brand. Thank you, Surratt Beauty. I noticed with my last bottle that for some reason here on the end where you pump the foundation, there was a little bit of a hole it was starting to wear down a little bit and the makeup was leaking. So shout out to Surratt Beauty for sending me a replacement for that. I love this foundation so much. It's very sheer, it's buildable. I apply that to the center of the face first, and instead of using the brush, which I do have the Surratt foundation brush, I chose to use the Beauty Blender instead. For concealer, I'm using the new Hourglass Vanish Concealer. These were sent to me to test out. I have several colors, and I decided to mix two of them to not only correct, but also brighten at the same time. So I put those on underneath my eyes. This is a full coverage concealer. You don't need very much, and I sometimes put a little bit more coverage on the inner corner and then very lightly kind of tap it underneath the eye. You want to be careful with full coverage concealer, and I can't stress this enough because if you don't press it in and blend it in, it can lead to, you know, settling into lines underneath your eyes and starting to look cakey. So you just want to make sure, and I noticed with these, it does set down, kind of dry down to a powder. It stays in place really nicely, but just be mindful when you are using a full coverage, just be careful to blend it in. I also use this on the sides of my nose, and this is great to use anywhere on your face where you need extra coverage. The Copper Charge palette is stunning. I love the pigment and color payoff with these shadows. Now there's numbers on the back of this palette to help guide you to know what order to put the shadows on, which I know is helpful. So you can follow that as well, but you basically, the lightest color goes on first. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only used 3 of the shadows because I also incorporated the eyeliner, which is basically 2 more colors. And I wanted to keep it as simple as I could for this look. So I put this one on all over the base of the lid, really lightly. I kind of blended out with my finger a little bit. In the crease, I use number 2, and then the darkest color, I use number 3 with a shorter, more dense kind of eyeshadow brush. I'm really excited about the eyeliners. This brown is stunning. This color is so pretty. It's kind of a clay, dark brown. It's got a little red in it. It's stunning to complement blue eyes. And I applied that along the lower lash line and also on the top. And then I applied the copper liner on top of it to kind of soften and smudge it out a bit. I just think it's so, so fun. I love the other colors in the collection. And even though I don't have the eye color that they recommend for those palettes, just have fun with it. I think I'm even gonna do more tutorials with those colors just because they are so pigmented and you can have fun with these palettes. We're still in spring and I'm not self-tanning currently, but I still want a little bit of warmth, if you know what I mean. So I picked out the Chantecaille Real Bronze Compact that I've had in my makeup kit since last summer. And this is more of a gel powder formula. It's kind of hard to describe because it's a powder, but when you press into it, it feels slightly creamy and gel-like. So what you can do with a product like this is you can apply it with a dampened beauty blender sponge, and that's exactly what I did underneath my cheekbones, built up the color a little bit on the cheeks. And then to add more color to the cheeks, I used this Glowgasm palette from Charlotte, and I only used the bronzer and the highlighter just to add a little bit more warmth to this look. And then finally for lips, I pulled out an oldie but a goodie from MAC. This is a lip liner that is a classic. Before Pillow Talk came out, this was one of the go-to nudes. I still have it in my kit. It's called Subculture from MAC. It's a great nudie pink color. I applied that to my lips all over, blended in with my finger so you don't get that line around your lip. And then I've had this one for quite a while too. It's from Lorac. This is the color Socialite, and I think it's a gorgeous nude lip gloss that works well in combination with the liner, and I put that all over. Quick, everyday makeup look. I hope you found something in here that was new to you. You learned a new tip, trick, makeup product. Let me know if you did. Love hearing from you guys. Come say hi to me over on Instagram, and have a great week. I'll see you soon. Bye.